giving you sales of just £660.61, resulting in a loss of £160.76.
A loss? Unbelievable. Ladies, very, very well done. 651 quid, even with a few complaints.
They were incredibly efficient in the kitchen, in the food production, produced far more than the chef thought they would. It may not have been the quality that was anticipated the day before, but it was an extremely efficient operation.
Very well done. A 200% margin, nearly. In return for this, your treat is you're going to go on and learn how to play polo.
Oh, I've always wanted to do that.
Now, you're going to Ascot Park, where you'll be taught how to ride on these horses and whack a few balls around. So, good luck, well done, off you go, and I'll see you on your next task. Well, Rocky, you'll be coming back in this boardroom here. We're going to go into this in far more detail, and we'll find out which one of you is going to get fired. Off you go.
Put your left foot in there.
I can't even get it up.
That's fine.
1, 2, 3.
Come on, girls, here we go.
Go on, Paula!
Take your sticks round the wrong way.
I'd just like to thank all of you, each and every one of you individually, and say everybody did an absolutely amazing job. We all worked really hard.
Howard, when I've asked you to do the costings on the law firm for the boys running for that pitch, you've put forward the number and then they've went and made absolute dickheads of themselves.
If I missed something here, when was it my responsibility to find out the costing? I did the research.
This was so poorly managed. I was supporting Rocky throughout this. I was doing delegation for him. I was trying to pull this one together. We were off to a bad start from the very beginning, and we were never going to pull it back. It was all about damage limitation.
James, I'll be in all truth, mate. I've been on 2 tasks with you now, and in all honesty, I just find you very hard to deal with, and I think you talk for the sake of talking.
I think he's going to take me into the boardroom room, and do you know what? I feel bloody hurt. It just shows the gratitude. I honestly feel like I did when my cat died, you know, it's a hurt inside. I came in and said, guys, hang on, I came in and I said to you... We're there.
Look,
we're there.
okay. Right, it's got to be dialogue, lads.
I've never been questioned before in my business life up to this, and I've been put in this position, and I've questioned my own thoughts, and went with a group decision to keep everyone happy so that we're all behind the task, and it's backfired on me.
Right, you had time to think about what went on? Rocky, you make sandwiches for a living, got 15 shops, employ 150 people. Because this task was about sandwiches, did you other 6 think you got a right pats here? If it goes well, great, with one. If it don't go well, obviously it's got to be him.
I disagree with you entirely on that one, sorry.
I expect you to deny that, James. Obviously, I don't expect you to say yes, actually. Let him go in there, bury himself.
So, Alan, you're wrong, and I'll tell you why you're wrong, because I wanted to win this task. I really wanted to. There's no point... That other lot are out there now riding around on horses, and I'm sitting here having to look at you, and I don't mean that disrespectfully. Rocky was the best pick out of all of us to do that job.
I will accept that it was less than perfect, the whole performance. What I will say is that when it came to the food preparation and management of the team, he was a genius.
Yeah, but Philip, you know, To come in with a loss is inconceivable as far as I'm concerned.
I'm embarrassed and very disappointed.
Embarrassed?
Yeah. When we were picking the theme, I believe that's when the task was lost. I was in charge. I should have put my foot down and said that I didn't want to go with the Olympic theme and made things a lot easier.
But as a leader, shouldn't you have asserted your authority?
I should have asserted my authority, but it's the first time that I've ever been questioned on anything that I've done.
Do you know what, Rocky? The theme wasn't the issue, but the biggest problem we had during the course of the day was our sales pitch guys who went in for the early afternoon. Philip was the one who was the front of the three. The other two folk behind him, what the devil were they doing? They must have been standing there with their eyes closed.
But let me tell you one thing, yeah, we went there and we pitched as hard as we could.
Your problem is that you talk too much, James.
That's your problem.
It's not, actually. I'm telling it how it is what I'm doing.
James, what did you really do? What did you really actually bring to the table other than your big gob?
James, I understand reading your CVs. It's amazing. One of the things you've said here, when you wake up in the morning, you can taste success in your spit. Is that right? Is that one of your sayings?
Yes, do you know what?
Would you have a curry last night, then?
No, I didn't, Sir Alan, because it's one of those feelings when you just know things are going fine, you can feel it in the air, sometimes you can just taste it. That's the point I was trying to make.
Did it taste of success this morning?
No, it didn't.
No. Now, I figure here, from numbers that Nick has given me, that out of the total of £820-odd that you spent, £180 was spent on all your props and togas and all that stuff, which leaves £640 on food. So who sat down and worked out how much each thing would cost?
What it is at that point, I put the ingredients together of what we would need, and then it just got rolling, and then I asked you to investigate the price of what people charge for canapes.
And I got on the phone straight away, only got through to one person. They quoted between £50 and £60 per head. It felt strange because it didn't feel right as a number.
The consensus of opinion now is that £60 was a ridiculous price. Is that right?
That's exactly right, yeah. Exactly right.
Well, the point is that, you know, Philip went in and opened the batting at £60 a head, and the poor client nearly fell off his chair.
Sir, I was highly embarrassed, to say the least.
But what I thought was extraordinary was that it went from 60 to 50 to 35 down to 25, and it eventually ends up at 15. And when the client said, "What are you offering for that?" you said what we were offering at the beginning of the negotiation.
That's right.
You look like a spiv, to be honest. Not the image we want to portray out of this boardroom. But having said all that, when you finally said you're going to make it for 15 quid, that should have told you you needed to focus on your costings, right?
I made a guess, roughly, of what I thought we could produce in that kitchen, because I thought we were going to have a good day.
But you guessed?
Yeah.
This is what I don't get, Rocky. Where is this expertise of yours? I know your shop's maybe not selling these extravagant sandwiches, whatever. They may be very low-cost sandwiches. But at least the principle is there of you know how much cheese to buy, you know how much bread to buy, you know how much butter to buy, right? A total mess. Finally here, Nick, the contract that Philip negotiated for the evening event was £750.
Yeah.
The customer knocked it back by half, which I think your observation was that was more than generous, right? What was his complaints?
He said that the standard and relevance of the food was wrong. He said the presentation was poor. He thought the theme and the dress was tacky. You were asked to run the event, but you didn't really. I watched Nurul wandering around with his tray. You weren't offering, they were taking from the tray.
Not at all.
Well, I watched it very carefully. In fact, I made it my business to watch you for some time.
Rocky, you're the team leader. You know the next move. You bring back two people that you can justify to me why you think they are responsible for the failure of this task.
Bring back James and Howard.
You other guys will go back to the penthouse now, but I'm not at all happy. Be under no illusion, you will not escape the net throughout the course of the process. Go back to the penthouse. Not you. Right, gentlemen, I'd like you to retire to the reception, and Margaret and Nick and I are going to have a little chat. I'm going to call you back in here. One of you will get fired. Off you go.
He looks very young, Rocky, doesn't he?
21 years old, and I was wondering whether they'd all kind of pounced on him like that, like they do in the early stages.
I think he'll learn. I don't know whether James will learn.
There's something about him that people, don't like.
He may just have a big mouth, you know.
Howard, who's got 10 pubs,